Hello class, welcome back to Business Law. This is Module 10. We are going to be hosting this module here in New Braunsfels, well technically Green, Texas, just outside of New Braunsfels, Texas, which is, again, a horseshoe's throw from San Antonio. We're here at the Gristmill restaurant. I wanted to do a lecture here in New Braunsfels at a German restaurant. Unfortunately, we went to Alpine House first. They were closed today. Unfortunately, it was closed on Monday, so we weren't able to do it from Alpine House. And the reason I wanted to do it is because New Braunsfels is a former German colony founded by German immigrants. Ironically enough, a guy named Prince Karl from Germany came out here and set up New Braunsfels as a German immigrant community. Now it has a strong German influence, and we got some great German food here. This is going to be a great opportunity for that. But we also have a lot to talk about with this week's class, starting with fixtures. We're going to talk a little bit about fixtures. I'm also going to talk about trademark and copyright law, and a very famous trademark case that originated from New Braunsfels. Well, not technically New Braunsfels, but a famous case involving a New Braunsfels institution. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later in the lecture. But we got about a 40-minute wait before we get seated and start eating, so we're going to be waiting out here in the waiting area. As you can see, it's pretty crowded. We got some live music, and we're going to be having lunch here in just a little bit, folks. So hang tight. We're going to be sitting down here in just a moment.
I wanted to use this opportunity to talk about one of the subjects in this module, which is fixtures. And I'm looking outside, and I don't really see a lot of examples of a fixture. So I looking at these are tables, these are not fixtures. Maybe the stage would be considered a fixture. And again, a fixture is something that a reasonable person, and we talked about the reasonable person earlier, but something that a reasonable person would assume would come with the building. So let's say you're in the market for a building in Green, Texas, and you want to buy this building that currently the gristmill is in. If that were the case, if you were going to look to buy this building, you wouldn't expect these pictures here, or these antlers, or this TV to come with the building. These are not considered fixtures. You would not assume that you're purchasing the building unless it specifically said it included these items. You wouldn't expect them to come with the building. So these would not be fixtures. Whereas the stairs, the fans, these would be fixtures. You would assume that this building would come with these stairs, would come with the fan, and would come with these things that are attached to the building.
Okay, class, I just went ahead and ordered the Wurstburger. I couldn't get authentic German food here, unfortunately. Again, Alpine House is closed, so we want to give you an opportunity to see the German food here in New Braunsfels. But the Wurstburger looks pretty promising. Actually looks terrible, but we'll see how it tastes. But with that being said, folks, again, New Braunsfels is well known for its German restaurants, also well known for another institution here. It's not actually the original store, but Buc-ee's is here, and the biggest Buc-ee's in the world is here, and we're going to go there in just a moment after we have this meal. And we're going to talk a little bit about the famous case that came out of Buc-ee's involving trademark violation, and we're going to let you decide whether or not Buc-ee's had a valid case of trademark violation against their competitor here. And we're going to take a look at the logos and decide for yourself whether or not you thought it was the lawsuit was valid, or whether it was maybe the jury got it wrong. Okay, class, we just finished up our lunch at Gristmill, and I gotta say, don't judge a book by its cover. It was actually pretty good. The Polish wedding sausage, the Wurstburger, I should say, actually not a bad lunch. I didn't really give you a chance to see it. Didn't look very appetizing, but definitely worth checking out when you're here in Green, Texas. Now, with that being said, class, I kind of hinted where this lecture was going to go, and we're going to be talking about trademark violation. Here in New Braunsfels, or just outside of Green, is the town of New Braunsfels, and as I said earlier, there's a famous institution here in New Braunsfels, Buc-ee's. Buc-ee's is probably the best gas station anywhere in the world. I gotta say, I just went to my first Buc-ee's earlier this year. It really was a pretty neat experience, but they were involved in a very famous trademark case that went to court last year, and the jury found that a competitor called Choke Canyon Barbecue was stealing their intellectual property, was stealing their trademark, because their trademark logo was deceptively similar, according to the court, as Buc-ee's. We're going to head over to Buc-ee's, take a look at their trademark logo, and take a look at some of their products there, and we're going to grab dessert there, because they got great fudge at Buc-ee's, I gotta say. We're going to stop off at Buc-ee's here just a little bit as we leave Green, and we're going to also take a look at their logo, and take a look at the logo from Choke Canyon Barbecue, and you guys are going to decide whether or not this is a trademark violation or not, whether the jury got it right or whether the jury dropped the ball, and whether or not you think that this lawsuit should have gone forward. We'll see you at Buc-ee's, class.
Well, class, we're here at Buc-ee's, and I gotta say, this store is amazing. And this is not your typical restaurant. This is not, I know most of our classes are at restaurants. This is a gas station, but this is the most incredible gas station you'll ever go to. step inside, you can see why. They've got a little bit of everything here. I mean, whatever it is you're looking for. I'm here for the food, obviously, but whether you're looking for, your typical truck stop souvenirs or postcards, t-shirts, all the way up to like fishing rods. I mean, they've got a little bit of everything here. This is really an incredible store inside of Buc-ee's, and their food selection is amazing, and it's surprisingly really good for a gas station. Now, this beef jerky, I gotta admit, I came here for dessert, but I may have to try this jerky because this actually looks pretty good. The fudge here, though, was incredible. Now, I've tried fudge at Klein's Corner, and I've always thought Klein's Corner had the best gas station fudge that I'd tried before. It was pretty good. But this fudge here just blows Klein's Corner out of the water. This place is amazing. This fudge is great. And they, like I said, they've got a little bit of everything. Whatever it is you're looking for, Buc-ee seems to have it. And I've got so much selection for my dessert here. I don't even know where to start. But let's get to the topic at hand. Buc-ee's has a logo, and it's, I gotta say, these sandwiches look good too. The brisket, I saw them carving it earlier, looks great. Sorry, I digress. But the logo here is this beaver here. You see that beaver, and you can see it everywhere in the store. You see it over this Texas Roundup sign. This beaver is one of their trademarks, and it is one that Buc-ee's defends aggressively in the courts, as we are about to discover when we talk about their lawsuit against a competitor named Choke Canyon Barbecue. Buc-ee's felt that Choke Canyon's logo was deceptively similar to theirs, so they initiated a lawsuit. And we're going to talk about that lawsuit here in just a second. But man, this food looks great, class. Okay, class, I had a little bit of an audio problem again. I apologize. I know this looks kind of like a weird dub, but unfortunately there was like an employee standing right next to me, and his mic got picked up by my mic, and all you can hear is like the store chatter with his mic. So I had to dub over. So I apologize, class. It's a little bit of a weird audio, but we'll get through this lecture here. Now, as you can see here, this is some examples of Buc-ee's logo, their beaver. And as you can see here, it's everywhere. I mean, they sell t-shirts with it. They really push this logo very hard, and it really identifies this store as a Buc-ee's. And I mean, they sell it on everything from pajama pants, t-shirts, pillows, everywhere. I mean, you can get any number of items with this Buc-ee's logo, and it's also on all their labels. Like if you buy just a candy bar here, a lot of the candy bars have like their price tags with the beaver logo on it. So I mean, it's really something that they push hard to identify with the store. Well, a regional competitor called Choke Canyon Barbecue also had a logo, but this logo really didn't, at least at first glance, look all that similar to Buc-ee's logo. It was not a beaver, it was an alligator. And class, here we have it, the Choke Canyon Barbecue logo. It doesn't really look that similar to Buc-ee's. It doesn't look that similar to the beaver. In fact, Choke Canyon Barbecue had a damning piece of defense evidence, a damning piece of evidence that they wanted to use in their defense that, ironically enough, the court would not let them use. What was this evidence? Well, they did they commissioned a survey of sorts, and they questioned 300 people, and they put both logos next to each other and asked the people that they surveyed what they thought about the logos. Well, class, 99% of these people, of the 300 people questioned, found no confusion whatsoever between the Buc-ee's logo and Choke Canyon Barbecue's logo. But this piece of evidence was not allowed in during the trial, and ultimately, Buc-ee's prevailed in federal court. Another controversial decision of the court was to prohibit the jury from reviewing the two trademark logos side by side with the brand names on them. As you can see in this photo here, they were only allowed to compare the image of the alligator and the image of the beaver next to each other. You can kind of see how this sort of changes things a little bit. It sort of moves the goalposts a little bit. Maybe there is a little bit more similarity, a little bit more confusion as a result of this, of only seeing the actual image of the animals as opposed to having the trademark presented to the jury as well. What do you think, class? Well, class, I was still having this audio problem, so I went ahead and just dubbed over my clip of me trying the dessert here, and I went ahead and got a red velvet cake ball instead of the fudge. And there's me eating it, and I gotta say, it was excellent. You really can't go wrong with anything here at Buc-ee's when it comes to food. This was a really good little snack to top off my meal here in New Braunfels. If you're in the San Antonio area, definitely worth checking out this place. It's got a lot of selection, a lot of food, and it is a Texas institution. And when you're here, be sure to take note of the famous Trademark, this little beaver statue that I'm standing next to. You're going to find it everywhere in this store.